Welcome to another MP4Nation.net video review. Today I'm going to show you this RK2818 Android tablet that runs on Android 2.1. It is pretty much the de facto Android 2.1 RK2818 generic tablet that you can find. At least it's the most common. The first time I saw this tablet was actually way back in early October 2010. It's now February 2011. You know, I was actually very impressed by it, and I quickly did figure out, though, that this would be a generic player, hence why I never made it into a Nationite player and just stuck with the Rocktab, with the original Rocktab. There's some reasons what really stood out to me about this player. One of it is that it's very snappy, much like the Rocktab. The implementation's very well. It's very stable. It has a HDMI port. It has 256 MB RAM, so applications do work better on this than it did on the Rocktab. But the overall build quality, I mean, at least the style of it, I wasn't too big of a fan. And the fact that this was going to be pretty much, you know, the generic RK2818 tablet didn't really appeal to me either. But overall, as far as a generic tablet goes, this is well made, and it's definitely well worth the money, and it's snappy. Anyway, let me give you a lowdown on what's on this. As I said, it has a HDMI port, micro SD slot, your earphone port, USB slot that you connect to your PC, as well as a USB host. It has a few hardware buttons on top. And a built-in stylus pen that really I don't think you need to use on this screen because it's very responsive. It is a 7-inch resistive touch panel, but I said it's quite responsive. One of the downsides about this screen is it's the type of screen that's lacking any real protective coating. I'm sure some of you may have come across screens like this, so it's definitely one of these devices that I would recommend using a screen protector if you really want to limit the amount of scratches on this, which without any screen protector it might, and especially if you use the stylus, you might get quite a few of them quite soon. And the back material here, it's rubberized type plastic. It does attract kind of dust particles pretty easily, and it's pretty easy to scratch up, but it does feel nice and does give a good grip, which if you have sweaty hands might be nice. And it does have a built-in loudspeaker. So, oh, and I forgot, it does have a trackball here on the side, much like the Rocktab, and a built-in camera. But those of you who know me know that I consider most of these built-in cameras on these tablets and even China media players to be total crap. So don't expect me to show that off. Anyway, it's very standard Android UI. You know, if you're very familiar with Android, you'll know how this looks and how it functions. It has your, you know, your special RK apps, which is like a music player here, and also built-in video player. It does do 720p video decently well. Wouldn't say fantastic, but decently. It does come with Android Market. Can't guarantee you that it'll be full market, but it is there. You can use it. But as you see, it comes very bare with just some of your Google apps preloaded. So let's go for the web browser first. Let me show you. Again, it's snappy, loads relatively fast. So let's go to Google in English. Let's try that one more time. Oops. There we go. Let's head on over to some news. Keep in mind, this is a generic tablet, and as such, we can't guarantee that there'll be any firmware updates. And to be honest, from the model I saw back in October, I don't believe there's really been any real firmware updates to this. Not saying that's a bad thing, because it's pretty stable, and if you haven't noticed, it does come with a built-in G sensor that works 360. There you go. Screen timed out. There we go. Let's load up some web pages. Ooh, get back in focus. Come on. There we go. If you're going to get this, I mean, again, it's one of these devices that you get for web browsing, ebook reading, casual games. It's the RK2818, no matter how much Rockchip wants to brag or other China Android manufacturers want to brag, it's just well, it's not even a souped up RK2808 chip. It's just well, it's the RK2808 running Android 2.1 with a little bit more RAM. So the performance on this won't be that much better than, say, the Rocktab. And in case you're wondering, you can use the scroll wheel to scroll. So go. Scrolling on this, it's alright. It's resistive. It is what it is. Just put it this way. Anyway, that's the web browser. There's really nothing to it. In case you're wondering, it doesn't support Flash. Android 2.1 doesn't support Flash, and even if this was on 2.2 and someone did put Flash 10.1 on this, I really wouldn't recommend it. You can download additional apps to make greater use of this player, which is definitely what most people will do because there aren't too many preloaded apps on this. Let's load up good old Google Maps for one final show. And as this says have 2.1, you can pull up. Well, if we go to find a place that has all right, there we go. Let's try to get Street View going on this. I actually don't believe where I clicked there is any Street View. I think I picked some very rural area. Anyways, I guess you get the point. Anyway, there you have it. Anyway, I'm not going to go any more detail on this. It's very simple. RK2808. Oh, application. There we go. It's very simple. RK2818 generic tablet. It is stable. It'll suffice for general web browsing. Google Maps, audio playing, 720p video playback. It's definitely not like our Midnight. It's not as advanced as our Midnight. It's also, I would say, it's very comparable to our Rocktab in as far as how slick it is, its responsiveness. But overall, it doesn't look as nice as our Rocktab. But nonetheless, I would say this is a decent tab. Remember, it does have HDMI out too. So head on over to mp4nation.net to check this out, or head on over to our forums to discuss this. Thank you.